Hey guys, thanks for stopping by. A while back I did a repair on a diaphragm style carburetor that was leaking gasoline on my Sears Craftsman edger. Shortly after the repair it began to leak again. And one of my trusty viewers suggested I try a bowl style carburetor, which I did yesterday. I'd like to give you some tips and tricks on how that went, so let's get after it. I ordered this replacement carburetor off eBay, and I'll provide a link for you in the description section of this video if you wish to follow suit. After unboxing, I'm just looking around the carburetor to check out the components. Here is the throttle plate. You can see how it opens and closes the throttle butterfly. This is the choke arm. The predominant feature on this carburetor is the large bowl, which will contain gasoline. In the center of the bowl is a high-speed needle valve adjustment screw. I began this project by disconnecting the fuel tank. The heat shield plate is removed along with the two spacers and the washer. Slip-jawed pliers are used to squeeze this clamp and move it away from the end of the fuel line. A flat-bladed screwdriver is inserted to push the fuel line off the old carburetor. Using my index finger, I hold the head of the first carburetor bolt while loosening the nut. Retract the throttle plate stop arm and loosen the second nut. The old carburetor is ready to be removed. Twist the carburetor until you can disconnect this linkage, which is curved on this end with a Z-bend on the other. Next, I'll remove this air filter mount and see if it's going to fit on the new carburetor. I want to pay attention to the slotted receptacle and mount it in the same position on the new carburetor if possible. Looks like a perfect fit. The curved linkage is attached to the same throttle plate location as the old carburetor. Use your finger or a screwdriver to hold the bolt head in place while sliding the carburetor onto the threads. Screw a nut onto the bolt, but don't tighten it until the second nut is threaded. Retract the throttle plate stop arm and screw the second nut into place. Because the nut has a built-in lock washer, you may tighten it using the bolt head like this. The alignment pin on the air filter is inserted into its receptacle and the air filter twisted clockwise. The washer, spacers, and heat shield are replaced, then the gas tank is repositioned and tightened. Press the fuel line onto its receptacle and use your slip-jawed pliers to compress and slide the fuel line up close to the carburetor. There is nothing I find more frustrating than repeatedly yanking a rope on a gasoline-powered device that won't fire up. Contrast what you just saw with this. Now, let's illustrate those adjustments. Guys, thanks again for stopping by, and I hope going forward all your projects are successful. Until next time, this is Dean. Guys, one of the great mysteries I've always had about this edger is that even though the throttle control label says idle, the engine is either stopped or running at the speed used for cutting. No in between. It's been that way since I bought it almost 2 decades ago. I've just always accepted that it was just the way it was made, until now. I happened to notice this small screw on the throttle control. This arm is connected via a spring to the governor and ultimately to the throttle plate. Now if the screw is turned in far enough, it presses on the top of the arm connected to the governor. This is the way the action is supposed to work. Notice that the throttle plate stop arm is fully engaged when the throttle control is wide open. On the other side of the carburetor, you can see how this action pulls and releases the governor arm, and by extension, pulls on the throttle plate and opens and closes the throttle. The factory setting had this screw backed all the way off, so it barely touched the arm linked to the governor and thus always ran at one speed. Let's turn this screw inward, then look at the difference in the action. You really can't hurt anything by over-tightening this screw, because when the throttle plate stop arm touches near the governor mounting bolt, the spring stretches on the governor arm linkage to take up any additional movement, so no harm can be done. What difference does this adjustment make? Just watch.